Hoping to get my
Donato.
aviators in, because if I got my aviators in, it'd be sick right now.
What are those?
What you have on?
Oh, sunglasses?
Aviators? Yeah, they're type of
Yeah.
sunglasses.
Arenado had himself a day today.
Did he? Didn't sound like it.
I mean, that's pretty good, right? 5 at bats, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 RBI, 400 average.
That's not a great day, though.
How's that not? Are you serious?
It's a fine day, but it's not great.
Did I say great?
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought you said. I mean, he's at 400 right now for the season. So
Yeah. It's a good day. I didn't say it was a bad day.
right. Jeez, in 2019, he finished out with. He was freaking. Gosh, I don't even know. I have 300, 315 average. Pretty good. All right, we are good to go.
Yep. If you're good to go.
Yeah, let me hop on.
Eric Hosmer had himself a day. You ready for this?
Yeah, what do you have?
3 for 4 with 3 RBI, a double, and a home run.
Say that's a pretty good day. I'd say that's a pretty good day.
Trying to think, and I think his home run. Let me see what the score was. No, it was a solo home run. I thought it was a multi-run home run, but no. A lot of high-scoring games, a lot of one-run games, 2 extra inning games. All right, you ready to go? I'm waiting on you. Oh.
All right. Let's do this. Your aviators too, especially with the.
That's what I'm saying. If they come in tomorrow, we gonna have fun on Sunday. It's gonna be serious.
You can wear them on our Sunday, on our stream.
Oh, I will have them on for a little bit. Life is too short not to have fun.
Indeed. Oh, that's what's different too.
Good thing we waited.
All right.
Yo, what's up, Carrie?
Carrie's here. Carrie, what's going on?
Welcome, sports fans, to some Untapped Keg Sports. I am one of your hosts, RJ Zimmerman here, channeling the Gorman Thomas energy storming into your hearts. And I'm here with my good friend, Monte Ball.
What's up,
How
man?
you feeling today on this auspicious opening day?
Indeed, I must say I feel good. I feel good. I must say our teams did pretty well today. Brewers, I must admit, they played some good ball, and the Cardinals played better ball, of course, as always. But a win is a win. A win is a win. You guys had an ugly win, but it's a win.
And I don't. When you come back down 3 runs, I don't know if it's necessarily that ugly. Although, a couple wild pitches, that's never good. I don't know if I'd call them wild pitches. To me, yeah, it's a tough position to play, catcher, obviously. But the first one for sure, and the second one, I think, too, he probably should have stopped. I think that later in the season, those balls don't get past him. But, yeah, I was unable to watch the game, but I was listening to Euchre and following the game all day. and we were driving, had to pick up the kids from daycare, like in the 7th inning or so. So I'm listening to Euchre driving, and it was fun to listen to. And when Yelich hit that ball, runners on first and second, Euchre got so excited. I thought it was gone. I was about to grab my wife and shake her and say, "This is why you play the game. This is why you do it."
Now I think it's just exciting just to see Yelich make a play. I mean, obviously he's a playmaker, but coming into this season, people want for Yelich to take over.
He had such a so last year was such a bad year after he signed the big contract.
Right. And then he got hurt.
Previous 2 years, no. Previous 2 years, he broke his kneecap in the second year, but he carried that offense. Like, he carried the Brewers to the playoffs. He was it. He was number
Absolutely.
one. So what we're looking for is Yelich to recapture his old form, which is asking a lot. I would love it if he would capture 3/4 of his old form. And then number 2 is seeing who's going to be the number 2 to step up behind him. Is it going to be Keston Hiura? Is it going to be Colton Wong?
I think it's going to be Wong.
Is Jackie Bradley Jr. going to be able to carry the numbers that he had last year? He thinks that the adjustment he made is going to help him at the plate in Miller Park, or I'm sorry, American Family Field. And but I tell you what, for everybody who's wondering, this is the 13th year I have shaved in the handlebar mustache for
13 years
for the opening day and thrown on the 1982 Brewer jersey from the World Series. Obviously, it's a replica because I can't afford that authentic stuff. And my wife hates it. She circles it on the calendar for the week she needs to be out of town. And I love it. This year was tough because I had such a big beard. My clippers would not go through the beard.
Right.
So I had to take a scissors and cut it a little bit. And I got the sides I was able to get with the guard. I still, the front was so thick that it wouldn't go through the front. So I just had to shave it to the bald down to the skin and then hope that I could keep it to, a decent size. Keep it somewhat thick because I've had it thin before, and I'm not a big fan of how it looks on my face thin. I don't think it frames up. I like the big, thick sides. I think it looks a little better. But then I had to trim it because I had hairs that were hanging down to here.
That looks ridiculous.
That would have been funny. But I just couldn't do it.
Should just
so Raleigh Fingers. I might have to do that one year. I know you don't know who that is, but he was one of the best closing pitchers in baseball, and he pitched for the Brewers back then. So Raleigh Fingers.
So Brewers had a good day today.
It was fun. I went back and I watched the highlights. Obviously it wasn't every single pitch, but man, the defense played pretty decent. The pitchers looked perfectly fine. They just got to limit walks, obviously. And there was just a couple pitches that the Twins made them pay for. That was it. That pass ball that I was talking about earlier. That's it. The Twins didn't play a bad game either. That Yelich hit probably should have been caught. That's probably an error, not a hit. They wrote it down as a hit, but I don't know. Watching it again, it's like, it's a tough catch, but it wasn't that tough. But you know what? It's always fun to win. They don't always win on opening day. Usually they lose, but I still enjoy doing the handlebar, and it's fantastic. I
thought you guys were going to pull it out.
I know you were talking a lot of junk.
I was, and I had to put my foot in my mouth for sure. The Cardinals, because to those listening, I'm a Cardinals fan, and the Cardinals were winning convincingly all the way really up to the 7th inning, maybe 8th inning. Actually, the Reds really caught up in 6-11, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm here talking trash to RJ, thinking that the Brewers are going to lose and the Cardinals are going to win, and I got a little nervous.
As well, you should have.
I did. But the exciting thing about the Cardinals, man, honestly, I had my eyes on Nolan. I think he did a really good job for his, first ever, game as a real game as a Cardinal. think he did a really good job. Obviously, there's way more room for improvement, but what, 5 at bats, one here, let me really
2
read
hits.
the stats. 2 hits.
Honestly, Goldschmidt is who balled out for you guys today.
Yeah, I think it's
My
the thing is
fantasy team didn't look too bad. Except for my pitchers. I had Luis Castillo.
right. The thing I liked about the Cardinals, though, man, I really liked how they were flying around. Yeah, I'm back at it. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I don't know who that is. He's a pitcher who faced the Cardinals.
Nope. But the Cardinals looked super. They were flying around today. And I'll be honest, I never usually watch baseball this early just because there's 45,000 more games this season. But I think it is exciting. It is exciting to see the team fly around like they did today. Yadier, obviously, he's an oldie. He's an old cat. He's the veteran on the team, but he did what he needed to do. He had a nice RBI, I'm pretty sure. Nice RBI. But one thing, RJ, that actually kind of shocked me. Did you guys play at home, the Brewers?
Yes.
Did you guys have fans in the stadium?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. What was it looking like? Because the Cardinals, my gosh, you would think.
They weren't in St. Louis, right?
I thought they were the whole time. They're in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ohio, their restrictions, Jesus. See, I wasn't even paying attention to.
I'm going to check to make sure I'm right, but I'm very sure that they were.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I wasn't paying attention to the field. I honestly was. Like I said, I don't watch baseball this early, but pretty sure it looked like St. Louis. Well, let me see.
No. Yeah, it was in Cincinnati.
Well, goodness gracious. Ohio is just not caring about those restrictions. My gosh. But
so they're pretty open, you're saying?
Dude. I mean, they weren't at full capacity, that's for sure, but I was not expecting to see that many fans in the audience. I just wasn't.
Are you sure they weren't computer generated? Because remember last year you thought those computer generated fans were real, and I look. And I'm like,
no, but they kind of did a few clips. Remember, they kind of did look real. If they panned it pretty quickly, you're like, okay, yeah, that looked real. But if they slowed it down a little bit, you were like, oh yeah, that's pretty sure I saw that person 45 other times over there.
Every other person's the same.
Right. But opening
they have fans.
Opening day is that's
a special day.
Pretty cool.
It's a special day. You know what?
Yeah.
The air was a little bit more crisp. That wind, it felt like instead of menacing, it felt like it was just caressing the clothes to your body. And
now here's my thing.
The sound of the ball hitting that bat, or the bat hitting the ball, whichever way you want to go.
Okay. Now there's 161 more games.
Okay.
That's still just.
But there's only one first one. There's only one first one. Just like your first time. There's only one first one.
Why is that the second time I've heard that joke this week? Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. It's the mustache.
Opening day was good. Cardinals got the victory. Cardinals played some really good baseball and won from the beginning.
You're not worried about your ace?
Brewers, what?
You're not worried about your ace?
No, I don't even know what that means. But
your best pitcher?
What happened to him?
Jack Flaherty giving up 4 runs in 4 innings?
Yeah, I told you, man. It was getting a little nerve-wracking there towards the end. Getting a little nerve-wracking. But, nope, I don't get worried. This is why I don't get worried, because there's 161 more games.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you earlier. It's not necessarily you win or you lose that first game, but it's how you look playing. Right. And yeah, it's early. You can turn it around, especially if you're missing a key piece or two. But are your pitchers throwing a lot of strikes? Are they hanging a lot of breaking pitches? Obviously, the Brewers hung one really bad one, and it was a reliever. And it was his only bad pitch. Otherwise, he looked really, really good. Peralta looked really good. Got out of a couple jams. Man, that slider was filthy. And, boy, I can't believe he's dialing it up to 97 now. Like, he's going to be a filthy, filthy pitcher if he can if he could figure out how to induce maybe some weak contact and not go so deep into counts. But and then Hader coming in and throwing 100, like it's so much fun. It's so much fun. But we had some good baseball today. We had some good baseball today. It was, you had 2 extra inning games. I think you had 5 games that were 1 run. A lot of dramatic action happening. And then, fly that L because the Cubs lose to the worst team in baseball, the Pittsburgh Pirates, on opening day.
Well, I thought the Reds were the worst team. No?
No, not even close. The Reds have a good lineup. They have a solid pitching staff. They're going to contend in the Central. I don't know why Nick always, the Reds have been bad for a long time, but that's not true though either. Because when they had Votto and playing at MVP level, they made the playoffs. Like, I don't know.
Was it the pitcher?
Votto?
Who was the black pitcher? Who was the black pitcher that just had this slanger throwing like 103 miles an hour like it was nothing? I think it was a lefty too.
Aroldis Chapman.
Was that him?
Yeah, Aroldis Chapman.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was actually back. Yes, you are correct. It was back when they had him closing games. So, the Pirates. It's the Pirates, the Orioles, and oh goodness, who's the? Maybe the Rangers, maybe the Royals.
The Rangers?
For the worst team in baseball. Yeah. Texas Rangers. I think it's going to be between the Pirates and the Orioles myself, but
yeah.
The Royals actually didn't look too bad today, obviously, but they're playing the Rangers, so you got to take that with a grain of salt.
Indeed.
So, okay,
it looked good.
You are a very casual baseball fan. I bring up the starting pitcher, one of the 5 best pitchers in baseball that your team is facing, and lit up in the first inning, by the way, like lit up. And you're just like, yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm just going to keep going and talking. What do you look for, like, when you actually watch games? Like, do you like high scoring? Do you like low scoring? Do you like a lot of defensive plays? Nobody likes a slow pitcher. Everybody likes somebody who has a good pace on the mound. So like a John Lester, nobody liked going to those games. I don't care who you are. Nobody liked being there. And today the Twins and the Brewers, it was a 5-hour game almost. Actually, I think it was.
I like watching high scoring games. That's why I really enjoyed the Cardinals game. Obviously I didn't watch the entire thing from beginning to end, but high scoring game is exciting. And yeah, I would most definitely place myself as a casual baseball fan. As I explained before, it's difficult to stay in it for so long, and then some games are at like 1 p.m. or 12:30 p.m. and you're at work and stuff, and it's like it's a stat game.
Because football's not a stat game?
Not as much. It's all about just the wins and losses.
Well, that's the Patriot way. Everybody else is about stats.
Right. I guess just with football, it's every week matters. Not in baseball, though. Not until, you're starting to wind down into playoffs.
Yeah. But these games build up to that. So, like, if you put yourself in too much of a hole.
Yeah, you can screw yourself. Yeah.
Right. So the games, and the thing with the 162 and, with baseball records are, you need to, going 2-1 is going to set you up for a really, really good record. And a lot of people don't understand that. So, you try to win every series you're in because you play the same team generally 3 times or more in a row. So if you try to win two out of the 3, you're gonna be one of the best records in baseball. That's not how it is, like you said, in football. So like football is the one game that matters, but in baseball it's the 3.
All right, yeah, okay, I understand that.
It's more similar to basketball in that case, but not. Still, basketball has half the games that baseball has, so less than half.
Right. It's just, to me, my gosh, there's so many games, and I remember you spoke on this before. You think it would be good for the league if they dropped it to 100, maybe 120?
I would love it if they would drop it to, honestly, 120. If they dropped it to 100, I would be fine with that too, to be perfectly honest. You'd have more healthy players. Yes, you wouldn't have as many games in a night. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But just being able to be healthy, you know, starting pitchers would probably be able to start. No, there's no probably. They would be able to start more often. So your best players are going to play more. Could lead to a better product. The only thing is, like teams like the Brewers, they don't have these TV deals that can, like the Dodgers or the Yankees, they keep them afloat all year. They rely on ticket sales like crazy. And now with Yelich, they have some players that obviously they're paying. They don't always get those cheap, relatively speaking, like Colton Wong type contracts. So they need the fans. They need these 81 games at home. So
do you think the Brewers are going to be hurt this year? They're going to be hurt
cash strapped?
I'm just talking about because of COVID. You think they're going to be hurting this year?
They're looking better than last year. So, but I don't know. You know, I think people are going to show out. They're going to sell out their games, what they have available. It's just a matter of the merchandise that's bought on the side as well. So Brewers have some of the most loyal fans. They always win. Anytime you have survey on Twitter or fan engagement or anything like that, the Brewers are always like in the top 3. So, you know, we will, obviously, Wisconsin sports fans, we support everybody. We're an equal opportunity supporter of sports. So we get excited. We get behind everybody. And the Brewers are no different. And the fact that they got into the playoffs for 3 straight years, listen, in my lifetime, going to the playoffs one time was special. And now you're winning playoff series and going to the playoffs every year. It is not lost on me. I am all in. Hop aboard the Brew Crew train. Woo woo.
Playoffs is, you know, that's just us. It's playoffs or bust.
Playoffs.
That's for the Cardinals. It's, you know, we're used to that, making it to the playoffs.
Cardinals are the Patriots of the NFL, like of the MLB.
No, I'd say the Giants.
No, not anymore. They used to be, but they ain't anymore.
God dang Giants. I was like, what kind of cheating are they doing over there? Back in, like, what? It was 2013 or 2014 when they were just all back to back. Like, what is going on? What is happening? I don't know. Baseball is, my honest opinion, baseball is a good sport. It obviously is. I do enjoy the sport. It's just very difficult to keep up with as compared to football. And it's even easier to keep up with basketball, in my opinion, than baseball, because you get all the numbers in baseball. It's like, oh yeah, he's playing well, and then somebody's gonna be like, oh well, technically he's not. You know, he's got a 200 at bat or whatever average and all that stuff. So I was like, well, I don't know, man. He's hitting the ball, so I mean, he's playing well.
There's that in football, though, too, and basketball. Like, you know, you look at their efficiency ratings that they use now and stuff like that.
That's true.
But
that's true. It
depends on how much you want to get into, with baseball. How much do you want to follow? Do you want to follow every single day? Do you want to follow weekly? Do you want to follow, is there a specific player that you want to follow? Like, obviously, Nolan Arenado.
Well, let me backtrack.
All of that, but
because
you just have to decide, how invested you want to be. How much energy can you give?
Well, I said I don't pay attention to stats, but I actually do. And let me, because I just literally was just reading before we started this, Giannis's stats. This fool is shooting 41% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he's been working on it.
The NBA is in trouble.
That's what
My
they said.
God.
This is his best year. Like he won the MVP back-to-back years, and he's playing better than he ever has.
Oh, you
So
said from the 3-point line. Obviously, anywhere in between that from into the basket, he's lights out, of course. Well, obviously, I mean, he's extremely dominant in the paint, but now he's 41% from the three. Again, rough segue, but I just wanted to mention that because, yeah, it goes with what you stated about, yeah, there obviously are some important stats in other sports as well. Yeah, it's just with football, we are just taught not to pay too much attention. Like as we're playing, don't pay attention to all the stats and stuff.
you knew exactly how many yards you needed to get to 1,000. Don't even play with me.
Right. I said
play.
that's just what they tell us. But like, yeah, I mean, it's a completely different sport, but I do respect the heck out of it. I do, most definitely.
And you know, I've been big on sending you pitch overlays or like you know, sequences for at bats. Like you know, fastball, then a changeup, or fastball, slider, curveball. Like
yeah, I saw
you
that
really get to see the movement of these pitches, and you're like, okay, how do you hit that? How do you even see what that is? Like, and now it makes sense why 3 out of every 10 you're getting on base, right? And that's actually not good. It's closer to 400 is what you want for on base, but a hit.
I said when it's faster than a blink of an eye, what a 90 and above. I guess depending on the pitch, huh?
Yeah,
it is.
Well, anything going that speed would be. So,
yes, yeah.
But like for example, today Freddie Peralta's throwing 97 miles an hour fastball, and he follows it up with an 82 mile an hour slider.
I would have crushed it.
That's going. I mean, we're not just talking like, you know, a very little break. We're talking like a wipeout slider. Like this thing is nasty. It buckled the guy's knees in college strike. Like,
no, it was an exciting, you know, in the midst of, you know, everything going on right now on social media, COVID, obviously the George Floyd trial. It was good to
Derek Chauvin trial. George Floyd's not on trial.
Touche. The Darren that I just hate saying that guy's name.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand. I just
right. No, you're right. Absolutely. You know, he's not on trial. It's the ex-cop. But in the midst of all that, it was good to stumble across baseball, and I was like, oh wait, it is, like, let's go. And that's when I was catching everything and stuff like that. So it was actually pretty exciting to watch. And I think you're right. There were some pretty awesome highlights that I saw today from some guys. So
I really hope that baseball can figure out how to market nationally. Like they failed with Mike Trout. They had a big opportunity with Mike Trout, and they blame Mike Trout for not doing it himself. It's baseball's job to market your players. You need to market a product that people can get behind.
Wait, how are they blaming him?
They said that he didn't do enough to market himself, and that it shouldn't be baseball's job to market individual players. But do you want your sport to grow? Look at basketball. Look at what basketball does. They market their players. You know who Damian Lillard is. You know what he does. And he's playing in Portland. I mean, come on. Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City. I mean, you just gotta. I don't understand. I don't understand why they can't figure it out. But is Fernando Tatis? You better take advantage of that. Like, you know, you had Manny Machado, Mike Trout, Bryce Harper. They tried Bryce Harper. They failed with Bryce Harper. Like, they set Harper up to fail is what they really did. And then they just hyped him up too much without putting somebody else in there. And now you have, you know, like I said, Fernando Tatis, Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger. You have a lot of faces, Christian Yelich, that you can market and you can grow this sport. I just hope that they take advantage of it.
Especially how young Yelich is too.
And like, Fernando Tatis just turned 21.
It's unbelievable. He's I guess Yelich is around my age actually. So yeah, he's
Yelich is like, what is he, 26, 27?
27.
You ain't that young anymore, Buck.
Birthday is
You
December.
better check yourself,
5th.
fool.
Right? No. I thought Yelich is exactly a year younger than me. He's 29. December 5th, 1991. I'm December 5th, 1990.
Let's Google this.
Yep. He's exactly a year younger than me.
Are you sure?
Positive. Positive. December 5th, 1991. I'm December 5th, 1990.
Christian Yelich, baseball outfielder is. All right. 29 years old. You're right.
29. So yeah, so he's not. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not that young anymore. But yeah, yeah. The majors need to obviously do something differently because you're right.
I mean,
NBA.
Shohei Ohtani. You know, I'm naming all these players. You have no idea who any of them are. You don't know who Luis Castillo is. Like one of the best young pitchers in the game. I don't know how young he is anymore because young is relative and I'm starting to get old. But like Javier Baez, you have for the Cubs, like I don't understand what they're waiting for. Francisco Lindor, like they have all these really high talented players. Like I think Jose Fernandez, they were doing a good job with. And then unfortunately he had his accident and passed away. But you got to find these young players that you can market like that. And,
well, what would marketing look like? What would that entail? The marketing coming down from the league.
Well, look at the NBA, just like the commercials. Like you always put their games on commercials, right? You put the players up front. You don't just put like the plays, but then you show their fun plays that they have happening. Like show their personalities, their celebrations, not just what's happening on the field, but like, they make a great catch and they have fun afterwards, right? And then
I think David was a good one when he made that shot, that buzzer beater.
Absolutely.
You saw that shot on like so many commercials.
Yep. But then they keep things regional, which is okay to a point, but if they would move it to national, you'd have a lot more people tuning in to these nationally televised games. Like right now, the only people tuning in are the people who are fans of those teams. Like you don't have everybody tuning into these games. And that's hurting them.
I mean, I'm not understanding why they're not though. There's obviously enough money. That's not a question.
Because they're old white men who have no imaginations. They're locked into their traditions.
Don't fix what's not broken. That's probably what they're saying.
I mean, they're not even the third most popular sport in America anymore. Like they're not a big three. Yeah, football's been number one for a while. NBA took over baseball. Now you have MLS and
MLS is over top of baseball.
Are like more popular than both of them.
Who watches the MLS? Unreal. The MLS is over top of baseball. What are you guys doing?
And then Cody brings up a good point about you buy MLB TV, their package, so that you can watch every game, and they black out local games so that you have to buy the package so you can watch the local TV.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, you have to turn on your location, and if your location shows local, then most likely you can't watch that game on MLB TV.
Dude, I'm still blown away by the MLS. Who the heck is watching MLS soccer? Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. I did not know that they had that much of a market.
Well, I mean
Zlatan helped Ibrahimovic when he came over, but still.
I mean, it's been growing a lot, but like the product on the field, like baseball was hurt last year. That was a really bad product that they had on the field. Their spring training, they put on hold for 2 months, and then they had 2 weeks. Usually you have about a month and a half of spring training before you get to the real games. So today's games were like what we were watching in September of last year. So That's how good the baseball was today. Like you didn't.
It was
Yeah,
good.
Kepler didn't drop. He didn't catch that ball in the outfield, but like you didn't see a ton of errors. You didn't see a ton of, poor decisions or, people not being able to run plays out and stuff like that.
Right. All right, so I'm trying to focus my camera here.
That's all right. I was just checking the scores. White Sox scored a run. Luis Robert. There's another player that they need to market as Luis Robert. And then, I mean, you have Vladimir Guerrero Jr., like all these players that I'm naming, and you don't even know who they are. They're some of the best players in the league. You should just come close, let it focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then back up.
It'll come through. Who those players you were just mentioning?
Luis Robert and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I always want to say Robert because he's Spanish, but that's not how you say his last name. You say it Robert.
Okay. So you said that today's baseball was just like it was last September.
Yeah. That's how poor the play was last year. It was not fun. It was not fun watching baseball last year. It just wasn't. At least the baseball that I was watching, which was the Brewers. And they made the playoffs.
Why do you say that?
It was sloppy. It was just not a fun product to watch. Like every time I watched it, I was disappointed that I watched it. I was disappointed I used my time to watch that. The hitters couldn't pick the ball up off the pitcher's hand a lot of the time. Like it just, I don't know. The defense was really bad. Yeah, it was just, and then you had a lot of really talented players that were affected by COVID that said that they never really got over it. So Juan Soto, maybe the best young player in the game. I'm just going to keep throwing names out there that you have no idea who they are, and you should remember these names.
How do you know I don't know who they are?
The look on your face. The fact that you didn't say anything.
I was trying to get my camera right. No, listen. This is gonna be the 1 year. This is going to be the year where I really dive into I was gonna say football. See, there we go. Where I dive into baseball. I mean, you're gonna force me. So this is gonna be the year when I'm gonna do it.
And you're gonna watch Ghostbusters.
I need to do that. I'm gonna throw up. I need to get the Cardinals calendar. Most definitely need to do that, which I can easily just. I'm sure there's obviously some online that I can just snag, and I'm gonna see what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna make it happen. And I'm gonna be throwing some stats at you. You're gonna have zero idea what stats I'm throwing at you.
Yeah, sure. So I was talking about the Giants, and of course, Evan Longoria and Buster Posey both hit home runs. Time on them being one of the worst teams, and their old guys hit home runs. It's like, come on.
Baseball just seems like an easy sport to me. That's just why.
Cody says that you should play MLB The Show because that'll help you pay attention. You'll learn who players are real quick.
I used to play that a lot when I was in the NFL. Actually, like a lot. That and NHL, I loved playing. But the show, honestly, Cody, I really stopped playing it a lot because of the outfield. It's just the AI is just
trash. That's
trash.
Why I quit.
The AI is so bad. I'm like, yo, you're standing in the circle. That's where the ball is about to fall. Why did you just move last second? It's the AI is pretty bad in that, but I do love the pitching mechanics, and I really love the hitting mechanics in that. But other than that, trash.
Speaking of trash, how have you felt about this NCAA tournament?
I think you made a really great point, and I'm gonna have to agree with you on that pre-show. You spoke on it, and just doesn't feel the same. It just doesn't seem as exciting. It really doesn't, and I think it has a lot to do with what you mentioned.
And to me, it's not the fans. It's not the games, because the games have been really exciting. It's been a really exciting tournament. There's been a lot of obviously a lot of upsets, but I don't understand what they're doing with this schedule. Like, you always go Thursday through Sunday.
I think that was so much better.
And it was so much better because you had the weekend. And now you have Elite 8 games on Mondays and Tuesdays. Like, what's going on?
I'm like, wait, what part of the tournament are we in right now?
Or maybe it was Sunday and Monday, but I was like, wait, they played last night?
Right. I'm like, I'd look on Twitter and I see a final score and I'm like, okay. Like, okay, I guess that game happened.
I guess it's going to be Gonzaga against Baylor in the title game.
Gonzaga is going to mop everybody. I mean,
it's Gonzaga.
They're winning. They're winning. No, I don't know who says Gonzaga. That's Gonzaga.
It's Gonzaga.
No, but
everybody says Gonzaga.
No, they don't.
Jay Billis says Gonzaga.
They just destroyed USC. Like it was like 66 to 85. Like it was nothing.
For UCLA to win like that too, it's like where they'd been all year. Like they, they got an 11 seed. They snuck into the tournament. Like, I don't know. It's fun to watch it. Like, yeah, the Big Ten really. The bed smells after what they did.
The Big Ten looked so good too going into the dance. I was like, okay. I was like, we got Illinois, we got Hawkeyes, obviously the Badgers. Which I didn't think the Badgers were going to go too far. Ohio State,
Maryland.
Like, we got some hitters.
Rutgers,
Psych.
Michigan's the only one who lived up to the reputation.
Mm-hmm. Michigan. I honestly thought
they had a chance to win it. They had a chance to win it.
Who did the Hawkeyes lose to? Illinois got smacked by Loyola. I can never say that name. Loyola, Chicago. Who did the Hawkeyes lose to? Because I thought that they were going to go pretty far.
I can't remember who they lost to, but it was very disappointing. I mean, Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts. Granted, Oral Roberts won their second round game against Florida too. Almost won their third round game, but they ended up losing.
It's Nebraska, right? Who got them?
Who got Oral Roberts? No.
Yeah, was it Nebraska? Who beat them? Was it Florida State?
Arkansas.
Gosh. Arkansas. There it is. Arkansas, not Nebraska. I'm trying to see who the Hawkeyes lost to because that's going to bother me.
And I don't know what the ratings are, but to me, it feels like the Oregon State.
No, just
Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it feels like the least watched and least talked about tournament in a very long time.
Talking about it.
Like, sure, it's on the sports shows and people are talking about it, but I just don't hear about it in everyday life. I don't hear about my friends aren't texting me about it. Nobody had plans to watch it. None of my friends did. Granted, I don't have a lot anymore, but
no, exactly what you're saying is true though. And honestly,
Cody over here chats like, "What tournament? That's still going on?"
It's weird, and I think you made a good point. I think it's honestly, it's not the players, it's not the coaches, it's not the games,
it's not the lack of fans either.
Right, it's just the time of these games. It's like, yo, you can't have these games on Monday and a Tuesday. It's like the Thursday through Sunday was perfect because it's like, okay, you got Monday through Wednesday to like recap. All right, what happened this past week? Boom. Okay, these are the games coming up. Okay, snap, it's Thursday. We're winding down the week. Let me start not really paying attention at work and start really paying attention
absolutely.
To the tournament.
Speaking of which, you ready to pay out that $150?
Wait, on what?
Oh, you're gonna act dumb now. We didn't tweet it out that the winner gets $150.
Oh, yeah. I guess that is coming up.
We ain't winning.
I guess that is coming up. Hey man, you agreed to it. I mean,
I know. I know.
Oh gosh, I know. God dang it. I don't even know where I'm at. Where are you? What
I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle. I'm in the 20s.
You're lying.
No, I am.
You're full of it.
I'm right in the middle. I'm in the 20s.
You're full.
I don't know. Right, I don't know where you are. You're not last.
I'm not first, so that means I'm last.
That's true. That is true.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up here real quick.
Listen, Ricky Bobby.
That's such a good movie, actually.
No,
Talladega Nights is, yes, it is.
no.
Yeah, it is. That's a funny movie. All right, let's see where I'm at. I'm probably first.
So, moving on from NCAA, who do you think is the NBA MVP right now?
Giannis. That's easy. Next question.
You really think it's going to be Giannis? Like,
yeah, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's throwing out triple doubles like it's
yeah,
like he's playing high.
But you don't think Harden's gonna get it just because he moved from Houston to the Nets, and the Nets are gonna get the 1 seed or whatever seed they end up getting?
No, I don't. I don't, man. I don't because, again, Giannis has been balling since the beginning. Giannis is 41% from the 3-point line. He's literally, you're watching an athlete dominate every single spot on the court. He knew that his 3-point shot was not where it needed to be, and he's now shooting 41%. That's MVP. That's MVP. You are the most valuable player. You can now 4 out of 10 times you're going to hit a 3-point. And then obviously the closer you get to the basket, I mean, we know how dominant you are there. So
I think it was LeBron till LeBron got hurt. But I mean, Bucks did not play well last night, and they beat the Lakers in LA. So yeah, I hope so. I hope it is going to be Giannis again. I hope he hasn't quite got to that level of LeBron and MJ where it's anybody else, but like that's I'm
ranked 72nd in our league.
72nd. I told you when you told me your bracket, I told you it will be great taking that money from you, but
I have a 7% chance of winning.
How do you still have a chance to win? If it doesn't make any sense. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You must have somebody that's in it that nobody else has picked.
Wait.
Are you sure that doesn't mean 7% correct?
That's what it is. You're right.
Is 7% really?
Is correct. I think I got Gonzaga.
Those are the only games you got right was Gonzaga.
Okay, I mean, it's bad. I'm not even gonna go through and look at it because I mean, I just butchered it. That's bad. That's.
I want you to keep talking about it. Be proud of yourself.
Nah, it's terrible. It's terrible, guys. Don't make fun of me. All right, what else we got? What else we got cooking? What else is going on?
U.S. soccer team failed to qualify for the Olympics again.
Shocker. Well, was the men's, right?
Yeah. They what is this? The third straight Olympics they're not going to qualify for.
But the women's team doesn't get paid as much.
Yeah.
I don't watch the men's soccer. I don't.
I do.
I watch the Premier League.
The men's soccer team is like on a tear right now, but that was the U23 team for the Olympics.
I watched women's soccer though.
And they lost to who'd they just lose to? It was like Honduras. I'm very sure they lost to Honduras.
I remember
Honduras knocked them out of the Olympics. But the men's national team looks great. Like they might be contenders in the world. We'll see, but there's a chance. Like goal scoring wise, they could be like Spain a few years ago, where I am not going to put them to that level, but they could be fun to watch offensively. Is what I'm going to say.
The thing is, every single time that this happens, one thing that I always notice is when we start playing well, fine, but once we get to the cup, obviously it's a 4-year thing, but
I mean.
Right, it's a 4-year gap, of course, but it's something with them European teams, and I'll even go some South American teams as well.
It's African. It's the African teams that beat them. It's Ghana. It's
No, I'm just talking about Sochu. Dragana did get him a couple years about what
that
was it, 8
was
years ago,
probably
whatever.
12 years ago
12.
because they beat him,
But
I think, 8 years ago.
yeah, I'm saying ball possession. Ball possession is the one thing that I always notice that the European teams just have over top of us, particularly Germany. Their ball possession
Wait,
is
that's a machine. Did you see? Did you see they lost to Macedonia?
No, I did not see that actually.
The German team lost to Macedonia.
I did not catch that. So Germany is always that team that, for one, they're really great at headers. That seems like that's just all they freaking do. And two, their ball possession, man. They pass the ball so well and have control of that ball. Like their time of possession is like always better than the other team. And that's what I immediately noticed once we start playing those teams, the European teams. We're not well oiled like that. Like it's that well oiled machine. We don't got that. But again, different cultures, man. You know, some cats over there, they've been playing soccer since they came out the womb. So it's like
That's true. That's one thing people have been calling for in the U.S. is changing how soccer starts. Like they said, right now it's all about money and not about actually
True.
getting talent. Which, honestly, that's baseball. That's baseball right now. They're pricing out the young talents because it's thousands of dollars to play with the good teams, and you're getting there with basketball.
Yes.
Even though basketball, the talent always rises to the top because it's so much easier to play basketball, and then
right.
the scouts will always find you to send, to get you to college or whatever. And in college, you'll rise to the top. Like there's not very many people who are undiscovered, but I feel like baseball, you do have undiscovered talent because they just play, in these public leagues that, and there's just so many of them that you might have someone who could have either played in college or, even, developed in between low A ball to double A into something useful in the majors. So that's one thing that baseball needs to do is figure out how to grow the sport at the amateur level, like, Europeans do with soccer, obviously, but then like that's one thing that the Americans need to do is try to grow the sport as well, put money into the youth programs so you don't have all these only rich parents paying for their kids to get into it. So that's
baseball is it's one of those sports where I'm assuming it's relatively inexpensive to play at a young age, right?
Yeah, to get into it, you could get a glove for $25 that is perfectly fine. You could probably get cleats for $25-$30. Batting gloves,
right.
You're looking at 10 to 12. Relatively, it's a cheap sport. Your bats are going to run anywhere from, you could still get like $20 to $30 bats. But obviously your high-end bats are about $300.
Right.
Granted, you could spend that much on a glove as well, but you're just not going to. So, as far as getting into the sport is cheap, but getting the coaching, getting the playing against a talent that's going to make you better, kind of a thing. Because if you don't see a curveball till your senior year in high school, or even a slider nowadays, you don't see anything faster than 70 miles an hour till you get to high school, like you're not going to progress. You're just very rare talent is going to progress in that environment. So,
jeez, yeah, we had a cat who. So I went to Timberland High School, but he went to Holt High School. I think he's a backup pitcher for the Rockies. I think.
Name dropper.
Taylor Melhoff, or I can't remember his name. But yeah, baseball is you got to practice a lot for that sport.
That's any sport.
Goodness gracious. I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: playing running back, yeah, you have to practice a lot for running back. At the end of the day, a lot of it's just instinct as well too. Obviously, you're practicing strength in your body. It's really more of strength training, and obviously you can train your eyes as well too. But I'm gonna give baseball some credit here. You gotta watch a lot of tape, watch how that ball comes off the bat, certain pitches come off the bat.
Honestly, Um,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
one of the best things for a kid in outfield. Here you go, parents, for kids who play outfield. Have them stand out there, either whatever position they are, left, center, right, whatever, and just hit fly balls. Don't catch him. Just watch how the ball comes off the bat and where the ball lands. You do that about 50 times a day, which I know sounds like a lot, or let's say 3 times a week you do it 50 times. They're going to start to pick up off the bat where that ball is going to go, and now their instinct, they're going to take that first step, that jump to get moving. So I heard that from Steve Finley, really, really, really good defensive center fielder in the major leagues, said that when he's shagging balls in spring training for like the first couple weeks, he doesn't run after and catch balls. He just watches the balls off the bat where they go. So, and then honestly, you get the mentality, you're just a puppy out there chasing the ball. You don't know what you're going to do when you catch it, but you're going to get it.
Joker. Nice. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the game of baseball when it comes to training for it. So a significant amount of hand-eye coordination. Playing softball, when we played softball, it was difficult when that ball, obviously we're talking a way bigger ball than obviously a baseball, but that ball, when it was in the air, was moving a lot. So I'm like, my goodness, imagine something that is significantly smaller than a softball, how much movement that gets up in the air. It's a lot. So then there's a lot of space around it too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of green in that outfield too. There's a lot of room to cover compared to, you have 4 outfielders. You take one person away and then you expand the field out. That really makes a lot more room to cover too.
Right. So we see you guys, Cardinals versus Brewers, on the 8th. So next, was that Tuesday? No, that's not Tuesday. It'd be like
Monday,
Thursday,
right?
Is that Monday? No, because tomorrow's the 2nd.
You're right.
So
you're right.
7 days the next Friday. So Wednesday? No.
April 8th is Friday or Thursday. Today's Thursday.
Thursday?
It's Thursday.
See you guys Thursday. We see you guys Thursday.
So we're placing a bet on this?
Nice. And then we have our show that night too. Oh yeah.
Are we putting something down?
I don't know, because we're gonna have to pay out $150 each here soon. So
But yeah, well, I'm just talking like, Popeye's chicken sandwich like we did before. Or like
all right, how about this? If your Brewers win, I'll throw on my Brewers jersey. I do have one. Does have my last name on it from when I threw out the first pitch. Yeah, I had to say that.
Name dropper.
All right, so I'll wear that during the show if the Brewers win. Cardinals win. Surprisingly, I don't. Oh yeah, there's a Cardinals jersey here for sure. I'll give you the Cardinals jersey, and you have to wear the Cardinals jersey during the show. There it is.
All right.
And there
game.
it is.
Game.
And there it is. All right. Deal.
So look forward to next week Thursday, because I'll come. We're doing this, not doing the series. We're just doing next week Thursday's game.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yep, not the series. Yep, just that one game.
So next week Thursday, the outcome of that game determines what we're gonna play. Where? That's a good point, because it might be the week after.
I'm pretty sure you guys come to us.
The game is probably it's a Thursday, first game in the series. I'm gonna say 7:00 start time.
Brewers at Cardinals, 3:15 p.m.
Oh, okay, day game. So it should be over by the time we start.
You guys are gonna get crushed.
There's no chance. No chance we get crushed.
You guys are gonna go to St. Louis, which again, who knows? We'll see. I'm not. Look, I already ate my foot a lot today. So.
The place where there's like 2 Krispy Kremes, like this big like loop thing, and then like maybe some Applebee's, and that's it. Is that what What's there to worry about in St. Louis? Nothing.
It's a nice stadium. Every baseball
I think our
player,
definition
fan
of nice is different.
knows that Busch Stadium is up there.
You think it's up
five.
there? You think it's up there with Wrigley and Fenway and Yankee Stadium?
Those got the history, of course. Those got the history. It's like Lambeau Field. Those got the history, but Cardinals got the history too. Obviously, not that deep.
Probably the top two baseball fields that I've heard of.
Monster. Don't you dare say the Green Monster.
No, it's not Fenway. Fenway's like one of the worst to actually watch a game at, and like the facilities. Like Fenway is down near the bottom. It's the history. Like, it is seeing that Green Monster. And then Yankee Stadium, everything's too expensive. Apparently, it's a really nice stadium. It's just, it's like Disney World. Like you're gonna get there and you're gonna spend $1,000 just on your food and stuff. PNC Park in Pittsburgh is one of the best stadiums in MLB, and then Petco Park.
I like that stadium.
In San Diego.
I did like that stadium on the show. And what other one?
Petco in San Diego, which these are the old names of the stadiums. They could have different names now, but Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium and then San Diego Padres Stadium. Both of them, I keep hearing people speak very, very highly of, very, very highly of. So, especially like Pittsburgh's stadium, people really, really have nothing but great things to say about that place. So,
do they do what they do what the Steelers do? Do they have a towel?
No, they're terrible. They don't even have any fans. What are they gonna wave? The paper bags that they're putting over their head?
Brewers are terrible too, and you guys got fans, so it's still just thinking like they have fans.
What are you talking about? The Brewers are terrible. We just talked about them making the playoffs for 3 straight years. The Cardinals have not made the playoffs for 3 straight years. So,
touche. All right. So we got ourselves an exciting next Thursday then.
We got an exciting year ahead of us. I am very excited, and my fantasy teams are looking all right now. So we'll see what I can do on the free agency, but it'd be real sweet if I could win. One league I've been in for 20 years, and I have never made the playoffs in 20 years. Not even made the playoffs. So we're drafting
20 seasons. Jeez.
When we were drafting, they were talking about how the playoffs run, and I was like, wait, this league has a playoffs? And those guys, they thought it was really funny. But usually, so in that league, actually, I usually draft pretty well, but then when it comes to free agency, I am not good. I am not good at managing a team. I drafted
Steven said you're known as the practice squad.
Well, he got kicked out of the league, so he should know.
I'm over it.
So
I kicked out of the league. Unreal.
So what?
I left on my own accord.
What do you got planned for the rest of the night, Mons?
Ooh, I got to work out. Still. And then yeah, you gonna play Outriders?
Yep.
Oof. Well, if I'm gonna play, I better get to working out right now, or I'm not gonna be playing.
I figured you were gonna work out on you were gonna like jog home or something, but apparently you didn't.
I probably should have done. I probably should have did that. Just walked home. No, didn't have enough time.
You'd still be walking.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be crawling.
But if you jogged, you probably could have made it.
No, if I'd have jogged, I'd be on a freaking gurney.
Some say it's soft J. It's yogging.
It's yogging. That's Anchorman, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, all right, what do you got playing? So you're gonna play Outriders?
Yeah, I'm gonna play some Outriders.
All right. Well, let me get to this working out, and then I'm gonna hop on.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in and seeing the gloriousness that is the mustache. It'll be here for the Sunday show as well. We will be streaming on Saturday night, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to us go back and forth about some baseball with one person who knows a little bit and one of a person who knows nothing. So
nice.
That's where we're gonna end it. Carrie, you have a good night, and look for us. We'll be streaming Outriders. It's a new video game that just came out. There is Ratchet and Clank. I think we might be streaming a little bit, and then you forgot to download it, didn't you?
God dang it! Yeah, but we got Outriders though. But let's do Outriders
though.
I'll just buy it. So let's do Outriders, and then I'll have Ratchet and Clank for what's tomorrow, Friday. Yeah. Let me get to this working out. I'm gonna fall asleep.
All right. You guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, Carrie, Steven, Cody, Violets_TV, Ringers. I don't know anybody else. Feet is not on here.
Who is that?
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Monday morning at 9 a.m. we'll be playing. I'm not squinting, Steven.
Wait, what'd you say? Monday morning?
Did I say Monday? Sunday morning at 9 a.m. We will be recording our other podcast. Also, I need to change the header because I didn't for this one. I'm really bad at that.
All good.
We need to do a better job. I will edit it on the post-production. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.